there, and welcome back to Tech Insights for Visionaries. I'm Maddie, and our show is all about understanding the latest innovative tech trends and how they affect businesses around the world. Learning how the world is changing due to technology is essential for any entrepreneur, startup owner, or enterprise leader, so that you can keep your business up to date. This podcast is produced by a team of software engineers from MobiDev, a U.S.-Ukraine software engineering company focused on helping visionaries create their products. The company invests in technology research and has years of experience building AI-powered solutions, web and mobile platforms, implementing augmented reality and IoT technologies. Feel free to reach MobiDev to create your next product.
Hi everyone, I'm Sean. Today's episode is all about new and evolving trends in artificial intelligence this year. According to the McKinsey Global Survey on AI, more than 50% of companies have adopted AI in at least one business unit or function in 2020. The organizations have been applying AI tools to generate more value, as well as increase revenue and customer loyalty. AI-leading companies have been investing at least 20% of their earnings before interest and taxes into AI, and that figure may only increase as the pandemic accelerates digitization.
I think that's true. Lockdowns over the past 2 years have caused massive surges in online activity. Many businesses have digitized with online video conferencing and other tools for remote work. I think that's why it's important to consider the trends driving AI into the future across various industries. If we do that, we can get a better understanding of where the technology is heading and how we prepare for the future.
Exactly. Before we get into each specific technology, though, I think we need to talk about which applications of AI are growing the most.
Definitely. It's important to see where AI is helping the most.
Companies use AI for service operations, service or product design, advertising, and sales. We can also see that companies invested a lot in drug discovery and development in 2020.
That makes sense. There was a huge rush to develop vaccines for COVID-19 and other treatments for the virus's effects.
Definitely. The total sum of investments in that area exceeded $13.8 billion, 4.5 times higher than the year before.
What about revenue growth? What area of AI leads the charge there?
AI applications with the highest revenue growth are inventory and parts optimization, pricing and promotion, customer service analytic, sales, and demand forecasting. Conversely, use cases that reported cost decreases are related to optimization of talent management, contact center automation, and warehouse automation.
So let's get into the thick of things with trends that are powering AI forward in 2022. One trend I wanted to talk about first is how artificial intelligence helps with security and surveillance. How does AI help here?
That's a great place to start. AI techniques have already been applied to facial recognition, voice identification, and video analysis. These techniques form the foundation of surveillance and biometric authentication. It's reasonable to expect that as this year goes on, AI's use in video surveillance will increase. AI is also useful for making flexible security systems. In traditional cases, engineers carefully configured the system so that an alert would be sent when a certain number of pixels on a video monitor screen changed. This results in a great deal of false alarms due to animals, falling leaves, or even rain or snow. However, artificial intelligence's ability to add object and facial recognition to video monitors means that these false alarms can be avoided.
So could I create a security camera connected to a door that only allows authorized users into a building based on their faces alone?
It's possible. AI doesn't just recognize faces, but it can determine more advanced details about your identity. Facial recognition software can use information from your face to determine approximate age, gender, emotional state, and more.
We've talked about this before in an earlier episode. Can you remind us about how these systems can stop users from trying to cheat the system through spoofing methods?
In the past, it was possible to fool many facial recognition systems with various techniques, like holding up a photo of a person's face. However, it's not that simple anymore. Facial recognition has advanced to the point where it can defeat presentation attacks.
So another trend that I've found interesting is AI in real-time video processing. Can you tell me more about that?
So, live video has been on the rise these past few years, especially because of the pandemic's drive to digitization. The biggest issue with this rise in streaming is the data pipeline. There are many latency issues to be dealt with when it comes to large, high-quality data streams. AI can help ensure accuracy and minimize latency of video processing using a few methods. If we want to use AI to improve live video processing, it's possible to use a pre-trained neural network model, some cloud infrastructure, and a software layer for applying user scenarios. Live streaming is dependent on processing speed, so all of these components need to be tightly integrated and optimized. We can also parallelize processes. This is done through file splitting or utilizing a pipeline approach. Pipeline architecture is the best for this situation because it doesn't decrease a model's accuracy. This allows for an AI algorithm to process videos in real time without any complexities. Also, for a pipeline architecture, it's possible to apply additional effects, such as face detection and blurring.
Would this kind of increase in processing efficiency make things like background removal and blur in a video call possible?
Yep, I'm glad you picked up on that, because there has been a lot of demand for tools that can remove the background of videos or assign blur to certain parts of a video automatically. There has been a lot of demand for this since the onset of the pandemic. According to Globe Newswire, the global video conferencing market is expected to grow from $9.2 billion in 2021 to $22.5 billion by 2026. So, improving the quality of video conferencing should be a priority.
How does background removal and blur work in video conferencing?
There's a few different ways to separate a person in the frame from the background. There are a few existing models such as BodyPix, MediaPipe, and PixelLib that utilize neural networks to do this. When the model is chosen, there's still the challenge of applying the result that the user sees through the application of WebAssembly, WebGL, or WebGPU.
We have an article on our website all about AI-assisted real-time video processing. So be sure to check the link in the description of this podcast to read more about it. Next up, I wanted to talk a bit about generative AI for content creation and chatbots. How does natural language processing work, and how is it advancing this year?
So, whenever we talk about natural language processing, the first thing that should come to mind is a chatbot. Rapid advances here have led to advanced language models. The BERT model, for example, is being used by Google and Microsoft to complement their search engines.
According to Business Insider, the chatbot market is expected to reach $9.4 billion in 2024. How do chatbots help businesses succeed?
While advances in the artificial intelligence seek the most rational instead of the most human solutions, natural language processing seeks to emulate human interaction as much as possible to support customer service solutions. Most importantly, chatbots try to understand the intentions of people instead of just performing commands. Companies use AI-driven chatbots to provide clients or users with a human-level communication to help them be more efficient and more comfortable. Some sectors where this can be widely observed are healthcare, banking, marketing, travel, and hospitality. These chatbots are effective at automating administrative tasks. For example, in healthcare, they can help organize appointments, send reminders for taking medication, and provide patients with answers to questions. Chatbots are used in other sectors to help deliver targeted messages, improve customer engagement and support, and provide users with personalized offers.
What about troubleshooting and support for employees?
Yep, that's something chatbots can do too. Some businesses use chatbots to help automate help reports, and the chatbots can offer up troubleshooting suggestions before escalating the problem to a human technician.
What other solutions can natural language processing offer besides chatbots?
There are a few other solutions, such as question generation, which can be used for question generation for bot detection and for the generation of personal security questions. The introduction of the GPT-3 model allows AI engineers to generate an average of 4.5 billion words per day. This enables a very wide range of downstream applications of AI for both socially useful purposes. Later this year, we expect the arrival of GPT-4, otherwise known as Artificially Generally Intelligent AI.
That's fascinating. Speaking of generation, what other things can generative AI do?
An important set of techniques we can use are generative adversarial networks, which now can create images indistinguishable from manually produced images. These could be non-existent people, animals, objects, as well as other types of media like audio and text. GANs are a great tool to invest in right now because they can model real data distributions and learn helpful representations for improving AI pipelines, securing data, finding anomalies, and adapting to specific real-world cases.
Another important trend that I wanted to talk about is AI-driven visual inspection for production processes. How is artificial intelligence improving here?
Firstly, let's remember that computer vision is a critical component of AI-based visual inspection. This part of the market has been surging because of increasing accuracy and performance for detecting product defects on assembly lines. Companies have begun to invest a lot of computational and financial resources toward developing computer vision systems faster than ever. Object detection has been improving as well, leading to more rapid progress. Automated inspection in manufacturing implies the analysis of products in terms of their compliance with quality standards. The methodology is also applied to equipment monitoring.
What are some use cases of AI inspection?
A few use cases are detecting defects of products on the assembly line, identifying defects of mechanical and car body parts, baggage screening, and aircraft maintenance, and inspections of nuclear power stations.
Next, let's turn to healthcare. How is artificial intelligence improving the healthcare industry?
AI has been heavily utilized in the fight against the COVID-19 pandemic in areas like pandemic detection, vaccine development, drug discovery, thermal screening, facial recognition with masks, and analyzing CT scans. AI models can help detect and analyze potential threats based on real-time data to make predictions. AI has also been very beneficial for vaccine development by helping scientists identify crucial viral components. As the Internet of Medical Things improves and enables doctors to have greater access to high-quality data, AI will undoubtedly grow in the healthcare industry. AI can also help manage issues with discretion to maintain compliance with regulations like HIPAA and maintain patient privacy.
Another topic that's been the heat of conversation is the potential for no-code AI platforms. How is this changing the game in 2022?
Small businesses stand to benefit greatly from this innovation. The potential for no-code AI platforms is all about enabling users with fewer resources or less experience to have similar capabilities as larger enterprises. There are 3 advantages to this. The first is that implementation is faster than ever. No-code AI platforms can save time by 90% compared to writing code from scratch. There are also lower development costs due to automation removing the need for large data science teams. Finally, there's the ease of use. Drag-and-drop functionality simplifies software development and enables the creation of apps without any code necessary.
Where are no-code AI platforms in demand?
The sectors where this technology is most in demand are healthcare, finance, and marketing. However, customization is limited. Among the most sought-after no-code AI platforms you can find, Google Cloud AutoML, Google ML Kit, Runaway AI, Create ML, Make ML, Super Annotate, and more.
Do larger enterprises use this technology as well?
Yes, some mid-sized businesses and enterprises use no-code platforms to perform image classification tasks, as well as recognition of poses, sounds, and objects.
The last big trend I want to go over is diversity in AI. I've heard a lot of concerns about the racial and gender biases that pervade AI solutions. What is being done to counteract this year?
One of the reasons these biases persist is because of a lack of diversity in development of these technologies. According to New York University's research, 80% of professors involved in AI development are men, and only 10% of researchers who work with AI at Google are women. The same research shows that not even 5% of staff at Google, Facebook, and Microsoft are Black workers.
What about people graduating from schools in AI fields?
The number of women graduating from AI PhD programs and computer science faculties has remained very low for a while. However, the need for diversity in AI should influence the situation. Women in AI can make big decisions, influencing the development and implementation of AI systems. If you want to know more about women in AI, we've linked an article, Women in Tech, featuring MobiDev AI engineer Lyudmila Taranenko in the description of this podcast.
Her story is very inspiring.
Definitely. We appreciate diversity and inclusion that enables our team here at MobiDev to develop AI software accurately while avoiding bias.
So our last topic that I wanted us to cover today is the future of AI. Where do you think we're going next with these groundbreaking technologies?
AI solutions have become so widespread recently that the technology will undoubtedly continue to grow and evolve, with autonomous cars, robots, and sensors for predictive analysis in manufacturing, virtual assistants in healthcare, natural language processing for reports in media, and more. The possibilities just keep growing. Artificial intelligence is used for virtual educational tutors and customer service chatbots, too. All of these AI-powered solutions are taking huge steps forward. However, the real innovations and game-changing applications will come from unique ideas. Business owners need to ask themselves, how do I use these existing technologies in an innovative way that benefits my customers and my business in a way that hasn't been used before? The types of questions asked and the answers to those questions will depend on the business, but this line of thinking is what will lead us further into the future.
Definitely. When we take existing applications and combine them together in new and innovative ways, that's how businesses can stay competitive in the market and lead the world further into the future. If you're interested in making your idea or dream a reality, don't hesitate to reach out to us. We at MobiDev want to help your business succeed. So don't hesitate to reach out to us at contact@mobidev.biz when you're ready to take your business to the next level with cutting-edge artificial intelligence technology.
Well, that's all we have for this episode. Thank you for tuning in to listen and learn about the latest trends in artificial intelligence. If you like this episode and want to keep up to date with more evolving technologies, be sure to subscribe and share this episode with your friends and colleagues.
Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.
See you later.